will need to know what name one for the Titus incentive, and then we can start.
I think I have one donation who says, why not? From Soldry, who asked what the limit was. Let's accept that and then see. But probably it's this one.
Also, I can, before the timer starts.
It's still Mike.
It's still Mike. Okay, I'm just.
At 25 euros. Yeah.
Okay, then we will start in 3, 2, 1.
Go!
And to put it to Mike.
So I'm already hearing people liking the music. By the way, this is played with the arranged soundtrack.
Yes, I'm going to make a lot of people mad with that, probably.
Yeah, I was about to say, this is
it's the bold choice.
Debatable.
I personally think that's it differs per track what I like more.
Yeah, I agree.
Everyone plays with original, and I'm going to be stubborn and play with arranged, and then the whole FF10 community is going to be upset with me. But yeah, maybe also we can explain a bit about the category we're running. We're both running with a cutscene remover, so this is actually a doable length run. On top of that, we also have a mod called the True RNG mod. What this does is this alters the RNG, because what people do in any percent, they can actually track RNG to keep track of when they expect a critical hit, when they expect certain drops and stuff like that. The True RNG mod is actually meant to make that sort of RNG tracking impossible. You have to just play with what RNG you get. In a way, this kind of simplifies it, because like you cannot do RNG manipulation. So that's the main difference. This is any percent, but without RNG manipulation, because the mod makes that impossible. And we get our first fight.
So these fights are pretty simple. We are just mashing through these, basically.
Yeah, basic turn-based combat.
Don't bother going after all.
Shouldn't be a lot of them, but yeah.
Technically, you can just farm these forever, right? If you wanted to. I think some of them infinitely respawn if you just hit the correct row.
Yeah, I guess if you go for the ones behind you, then they just get replaced indeed, and you just need to cut through so you can continue on.
Right, this fight has a little bit of tech.
Yeah, this is basically the fight that explains the use of overdrives. Orange overdrives works by inputting the correct buttons in time. And Mike's overdrive works by inputting X at the right time. Mike's overdrive will be failed very soon. Overall, this is a fight that you cannot lose, because this boss just does damage, which is percentage-based damage. So we use our overdrives for fast damage, and otherwise we just attack through. Nice crit.
We take that.
Yes, we do like seeing critical hits. Can do nothing to determine whether we get a crit or not. We just have to hope. Probably a little bit more. There we go. Now I want to touch the next save spear just to be healed up again. And now we see more of these little enemies, but there's also this tanker. And all these little enemies just don't matter. It only matters the tanker. So what I'm doing is stalling until I actually can hit the tanker. And Aron just attacks himself.
Poor guy.
I mean, we don't want to have those other things replaced. And Titus switches weapon, which is like a type of action that takes very little time. So that way the turn order should work out nicely. That once I can hit the tanker, I can quickly go for it. So like it gives a more beneficial turn order that way. So like even though it's a turn-based game, like what kind of turn you take is either like counts as a longer or shorter turn. So it does determine on when you get next in the turn order. And like swapping weapons is like a short action that makes you get your next turn faster.
Yeah, some of these actions like overdrives on some of your summons take forever, and they give like opponents many turns to act. So
yeah, exactly.
your actions are oftentimes not just one speed, but can be fast or slow, depending on what you do.
So yeah, like an attack is a normal thing, but like items is already a bit fast, or defend is a bit fast, and like swapping weapon is very fast. Yeah. Also, one side effect of the cutscene remover is that sometimes the music is a little bit odd compared to what you're used to when you play the game normally. It doesn't always transition to the next thing.
But thankfully, the team that's working on this already made a lot of adjustments.
Yeah, and in the places where you care about it, they actually fixed it to have nice music.
Right.
That's the next one.
Time to make some fire, I guess.
Oh, you still have some fights coming up.
Oh,
We're
yeah,
going
true.
to be attacked by some fishes. You just have to kill 2 of the fishes, and a bigger fish will show up. And this next big fish is one that's like you're not supposed to. I'm not at all upset by getting an ambush there because we just stall until like the fight is over. Yeah, that should be the fight.
A little bit of menuing here because we want to fast summon animations for the eons and stuff like that.
Yeah, cursor memory and heal up Titus or Mike. But yeah, now we need to make some fire, so we get some flint here.
I never understood how he's like actually attempting this in a place this damp and wet, but I guess he's just built different.
It somehow worked. But there's some dried flowers here, basically. Okay, and then we have the click fight. And we hope for some crits, and we hope that Mike can evade some attacks, basically. It's still just attacking. If you get too low health, you might need to potion, so if you're lucky, you do have enough damage in time that's not needed, but see? Yeah, I am going to potion. And once we are far enough into the fight, we should be joined by question mark, which is Riku. She can use certain items like grenades, so the game forces us to use one. But overall, there's like a boss fight coming up slightly later where we want to use a bunch of grenades, so we want to steal them back and get to 6 grenades for that fight.
You can
steal another one. Okay, 3 grenades now.
You can sometimes even get 2 at once if we're really lucky.
Yeah. Yeah, the first steal is guaranteed that you get at least 1 grenade. After that, it's the probabilities get halved. So the second steal is like a 50-50 until you get it. But I got it right away. So now I have 3 grenades. Okay, and that's the click fight.
Nicely done. There's also a bunch of fish coming up that we can steal grenades from if we don't have enough, so that we always end up with half a dozen for the boss fight.
And if you're very lucky, you can actually like... In this next section where we swim bust the chain, you usually get an encounter against some fishes. If you're very lucky, you don't. So we'll see if we get it. Probably we'll get it. There's the encounter. But yeah, just going to see if we get some more grenades out of it, at least. Let's see if we can get this one. Okay. So now we're at 4 grenades, but there will still be an obligatory fight against fishes coming up, so we will be at 6 grenades before the boss. Do want to heal up a bit, so I want to touch this save spear. And Mike's strategy for burying underwater technology is to hit it until it works. It is surprisingly effective. And then a little bit further we'll have the obligatory fishes encounter. And there I will also have to steal the remaining 2 grenades. While Mike kills the fishes. So I will steal of the 2 different groups because the first steal is guaranteed. And now I have all the grenades I want, so now I'll just finish it. And then Mike continues his strategy of hitting the technology until it works.
Why change the system if it's working, right?
And there we go, already get a glimpse of the next boss, which is like Tross. This is the type of fish. But very soon.
And we will make good use of the grenades here. When he's right in front of you, you can attack him, but he will eventually swim away. At which point Tidus is basically useless. He will defend and Riku will just keep tossing grenades until the fight's over.
Yeah, now indeed, he swims away a bit and then he comes back in like this big attack. And we can still throw grenades indeed, so... it's just 6 grenades and the 1 Tidus attack that we got in, and that should be enough. Yes, the Nautilus charge. And then it should be swimming away again as well. Oh, or you even get the grenade in before it does that. That should be the fight.
Nice.
That's what the grenades were for. And then I do think we have time for a donation.
Yes, we have a €10 donation from Textera, who asked, hey, is that Mike from Kingdom Hearts? And he added that to fight the creatures, that's from Silent Hill. Yes. That's at currently at 75 out of €250. So that's roughly 1/4, right? Yes. Okay. Back to you.
Okay. Meanwhile, the ship where they were on got attacked by Sin, and now we're at Besaid, completely different island. We no longer have Riku. We'll soon be joined by Waka, though. And we have to make it to Besaid village, and Waka is going to take us to a swim.
Hey, it's this way.
Unfortunately, without the funny cutscene.
yeah. During the swim, I expect like 2 or 3 encounters against fishes again. Sometimes if like an enemy can consist of like 1 or more fishes, and if I have an encounter with only 2 enemies, it is quicker to fight it, but with more it becomes like a good option to just escape from it. This is 3, so I will escape. That does have a chance to fail though, as Waka is so kind to demonstrate to us.
Thank you, Waka. Luckily enough, later on we get an ability that makes it that guarantees us to always escape fights, but that's still a couple minutes away from now.
Yeah.
At least we can enjoy this beautiful soundtrack. Sorry, arguably beautiful soundtrack.
I mean, we do have time for another donation, I think.
Yes, we have a €5 donation from Tony Cortados, who added €5 to that fight the creature incentive and asked, "Yo, is that Waka from Kingdom Hearts?" Good luck on the run, Madelon. And by the way, Captain, I hope you haven't forgot your suit and ready for tomorrow.
I have not forgotten my suit, don't worry, I'm ready. Hope you guys are ready for some James Bond in the morning.
Yeah, we did get another 2 fish encounter in the that I just fought, because then it's faster at that point. Just fight it rather than try to escape. And now we're in the village. We have to introduce ourselves at the temple. Okay, that was the introduction. And then we're going to take a nap in Waka stands.
Look, I have to say it. Like, the arranged soundtrack is good. People get mad about it, but come on, guys.
I mean, original's also good.
Yeah.
But everyone
That's
always
fair.
chooses original.
I like this version of, what's it, Side of Spira, I think is the track.
Maybe.
Yeah, in every temple you first have to do this sort of cloister of trials, it's called, this puzzle, before you get the associated Aeon. This one is just explaining the stuff, that you can interact with certain things.
Yeah, there's a lot of tutorials in the first couple minutes of the run. Just basic game mechanics that we will keep using from now on.
Yeah, like this is basically a puzzle based around, there's these spheres. You can only hold one at a time, and you like can place them at certain points. So different spheres have different abilities, and you kind of have to figure out what needs to go where to solve the puzzle. But like they're not that complicated, and we also don't go for the extra stuff that you can carry in them. Yes, I do think we have time for another donation.
And guess what? We have a third donation that goes towards the fighter creatures. €5 from Yorisyo, who asks, "Hey, was that Oren from Kingdom Hearts 2?
Yes, indeed. How did you know?
I hope he's going to use Bushido."
I can't believe they actually made a game just for these characters.
I mean, we do have time for a
Yeah, I
donation.
was
Yeah.
just gonna ask you, because we have another one of those donations. €5 from Nordic says, "Yo, is that Mob Acid Fish 2 from Kingdom Hearts?"
And that was the puzzle. And now, yeah, that's our first Aeon, our first summon. Which Yuna will demonstrate in a cutscene that unfortunately we don't see. Stay away from the summoner.
Good.
Then we have
I love this one. This one's great.
I mean, it's a dream sequence, and most of that.
Where's that boat? Done.
That's the dream.
Where's that boat? Falls asleep. Done.
Yeah.
More tutorials. We're gonna find out about the basic game mechanics, how to fight, stuff like elemental affinities and things like that. I think that's in the next tutorial. There's like a couple like after one another.
Yeah, it's basically to teach you like which character is good
Yeah.
against which type of enemies. So like Tidus is good at like wolf type enemies.
Waka
Waka attacks birds.
and Lulu, for example, attacks machines. Well, with thunder, I think, or she can attack lots of
That's
things.
not what the tutorial says here, but yes, you're correct.
This is my tutorial now. No, what was it? Water and ice have an interaction, and thunder and water, right? No, fire
Fire and ice are
ice.
opposites, and thunder
Yeah,
and water.
And thunder and
yes.
water. That's right. Sorry.
As Lulu will explain.
Ice fiends are
I get fire and ice.
lightning and water are this one here is
And the next fight is the one where Kimari will join us. And I will have to keep track of my damage values, because sometimes you can end the fight without needing to use a potion, but sometimes you do need to use a potion, and it then depends on how you are compared to a benchmark of 125 per
-2.
attack. I'm now at 0. I'm like what I expect to be. Oh, that's a crit.
We take that.
We
don't have to count now.
Now
So-
I don't have to do math anymore. Now,
Yeah.
like as soon as you get to the crit, you know you don't need to potion. But otherwise, like you need to do a little bit of math in the damage values to see if you're safe. And that was Kamori.
Now we're friends.
Yes. And this is the next stretch. There will be more of these like fixed encounters where this one is the one that wants you to learn about how Yuna is a summoner.
A flyer. True.
And I think it's quite handy to charge your overdrive.
Yes, we'll use it not only to summon Belfor as the tutorial asks, but we can actually make use of it to make sure that Velivor's overdrive will be charged for the next boss fight that we'll do.
What a nice summoning animation.
Yeah.
I do like the long animations.
The long
but,
animations are cool, but I do like that
going
the game
fast is
made
also
sure.
nice.
Yeah, I like that. Even casual, I like that we made it so you don't have to see it like literally every time. We'll use Thunder. It's the shortest animation, basically, to do this fight with. I'll nicely have exactly enough MP for this. And yeah, like during this fight, indeed, Belfor's overdrive gauge gets fully filled.
And I think up next is the tutorial we can skip, I suppose, by changing the order of people in our team, I suppose. But first, some Spheregit formation, and we take out Waka because there's a tutorial that includes Waka, but if he's not in the formation, then We don't have to deal with that.
Yeah, there's another flyer, and Waka wants to attack. We don't want that. We want to just escape, so we don't have Waka in the party. If the escape can fail.
Surely not again. Oh. Surely not a third time. I need to be quiet.
Lulu, get out of there. There.
Thank you.
We don't have time for another one of these. And we do get another encounter in this area, and it's one with like the 3 more smaller enemies, basically. This one is still like fixed what you get.
Oh, I didn't know that this was like a guaranteed encounter.
And we take it because it does give useful spheres. It's quick to fight.
Yeah, early game is very nice because we get a lot of spheres, basically just for free. Don't have to do much for it. Gets a bit more difficult later on, but I don't think we'll ever have too many problems, hopefully.
Yeah, it's not exactly free, but like you do need them because like we do get levels from bosses, so you don't need to like grind a lot necessarily. You take some for experience, but for leveling up, you also need to actually, the way the sphere grid works, have the spheres to activate what you learn, and those you don't get a lot from bosses. So we do need to make sure we have enough for all the sphere gridding we do.
But what is free are those 400 gil we get from that guy over there.
Yes. We don't need them.
Also, there's like a thing about the rewards for fights that maybe we can point out. If we do an overkill, we always get an extra sphere, I suppose.
You get double the drops for an overkill. There will be fights where it's quite important that you really want the overkill to make sure you get double the drops. You do. One thunder, we ignore these smaller enemies, we only go for the fin. Smaller enemies don't really matter. Make sure Titus gets it, or Mike gets, Mike gets turn, so he gets the experience of this fight. So that's why he gets one defend in, and otherwise we will use Valifor. And her overdrive hits is an area of effect, but you can also switch targets and do it on the fin. Quite importantly that we do that.
I think this fight is also a nice example to show how doing an overdrive with a summon loses a lot of turns, right?
Yeah, you can see that now. Once you do the overdrive, the fin starts like moving around a bit, and the other small enemies gets turned and stuff. And then after that, we will basically thunder the fin until it's dead. Hopefully that happens before Valifor dies. There's a small chance that she dies before she can do it.
I don't think I've ever seen that happen.
Yeah, then you have to charge her overdrive again, because she gets full overdrive at the end of the fight, but if she dies, then unfortunately. I think while that is going on, we do have time for a donation.
This is getting very meta. We have €5 from capn.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, who asked, hey, is that Yuna from Final Fantasy X2?
Would you know? It is. I feel like we got an imposter among us. Who here sent that one?
Okay.
I heard that. They're up to no good.
Now there's the underwater fight. We taught Mike the cheer ability, which increases strength and defense. You can do that multiple times during the fight, so he will do that a couple of times. He let Waka inflict dark, so hopefully these attacks will miss.
Yeah, we double cheer, I think, and then we just keep attacking until he does blender.
Yeah, I need to do 4 chairs because I didn't get extra strength before this.
Ah, okay.
It depends a bit on how much strength you have been able to get before the fight. I think you can stack up to 5, but 4 is the number here. Now we'll say blender. And then we need to do a couple of attacks. And then what we plan is to use Mike's overdrive as the finisher. And that way also get the overkill.
If we're lucky, we can get a crit with Mike, or actually 2 with Waka. That works as well. And then we could overdrive right away, I think.
A bit faster at least, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I can go for it now. Yeah.
Nice.
And then this one has quite the animation. Just this whole imploding. Ice ball, nice.
Lucky.
Yes, so drops there are random, but the ice ball is actually quite useful for Waka because in this next area, the enemies that we're attacking with Waka will be weak to ice. So we would get a weapon that makes it be a bit better anyway, but the ice ball was better. So I'm quite happy to have that. And it doesn't just matter for making sure you can kill them, because like it also gives a better odds of like getting an overkill, and then you get to double the drops. We have another tutorial fight coming up actually, because we get explained about Kimari's overdrive and how he can learn new overdrives. Kimari can use learn abilities from an enemy to use as an overdrive by doing lancet on it. This also immediately fills up his overdrive bar, so he can immediately potentially try out the new overdrive, although nothing prevents us from just using the overdrive we like best rather than the new one.
That's very useful, and it will be especially useful later on in home, for example.
Yes.
Grab the scout from the chest.
Yes, and then the small menu again. This is where we actually learn flee.
Super handy ability, because escaping can normally fail, but using flee will always work.
Not only that, it's immediately all 3 characters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fine. Okay. And this is now we can just flee in one go. So immediately get the demonstration of if we had to do all 3 characters separately and have a chance to fail, that would not be nice. But now we can just in one go be away of that.
So this area has good encounters and bad encounters. Usually these plans aren't that great, but there's another encounter that has multiple enemies. That one's a bit better, so we will probably take those and skip the plans, right?
Yeah, there's other encounters that can give ambush. Wonderful. There's other encounters that can give useful like power and speed spheres, and we do want those. Especially speed spheres, there are some enemies that you can get those from. I don't think I want this one either. we will need to take at least some of them on the way back.
Yeah, we do want to get haste as early as possible. So we have to get some counters, I suppose, right?
Yeah, and now we hope Mike goes first. Nice. We want Mike to get a turn, so he gets experience. So if he doesn't go first, I kind of have to make sure that he still gets the turn before I'm allowed to summon. So Mike going first is what we hope for here. And then this fight is fully done by Valefor. He first uses the overdrive. It gets rid of the other tentacles and brings the monster out of its shell. Then we'll do some damage with fire, and on the way we will charge the next overdrive, and then we finish with a second overdrive. Again, overdrives take a lot of time in the turn order. There we are. It should be 3 fires, and then we should have another overdrive. And that was Valefor. That was pretty much Valefor's contribution to the run. Okay, now we're at the next temple, which means another Cloister of Trials. This one is fire themed because we are going to get a fire themed Aeon. Once the elevator is actually down, we can actually start the Cloister of Trials.
Praised be Yevon.
So yeah, these spheres are fire themed thing. Also things to burn, so we burn through this door basically. Burn so that a symbol appears. Then we can actually open this one by touching the symbol. Next room, there's a big firewall that we come to get rid of. By putting a sphere here that causes this to open, that the line gets interrupted and this interrupts the wall of fire. And then we just need one more of these spheres to burn away the last door.
Wait, is that the sound effect from Kingdom Hearts 2?
And there we had our next Aeon, Ifrit. Yeah, we do have time for messages.
Well, we've just been raided by Argic. Shout out to Argic, and they say, rides his shoeput.
The shoe puff.
The shoe, yeah, the shoe put. Yeah, but the shoe puff. Yes. Okay. Hey, welcome everybody. might as well say that we're, of course, Benelux Gathering, and a dedicated organization focused on hosting marathons within the Benelux region. Currently, we are excited to be in Nieuwegein in the Fletcher Hotel, and we are raising money for Mind, which is a nationwide organization committed to prevent mental health issues. Mind strives to provide support to individuals and families facing mental health challenges, and all your donations will go to Mind.
Wonderful encounter luck over here.
Yeah, we don't get the encounters I want to see. I do need some.
So we are taking a specific route here. Okay, this encounter is a bit better, right?
Yes.
We are taking a specific route here to dodge a boss fight that most of you probably had to take when playing this game for the first time.
I mean, I think even casually it provides you the option of walking around, but it's like an optional boss that's very tempting to fight.
Mm-hmm. I sure did it.
Yeah, I did it as well.
What are these encounters?
Well, I only killed 2 enemies, so that's I'm not at the minimum. I need more. That's very unfortunate. Like, usually I get more than enough.
Wow.
I won't go so easy on you next time.
Seriously.
But yeah, thank you for the raid. And always be careful when riding the shoe puff. You might fall down.
Okay.
There we
Finally.
go. Mike is angry as well.
Yeah.
Anyone thirsty?
Yeah, we're going to have haste relatively late, but this is what I'm keeping it at. We will continue. But yeah, we only got those, those plant enemies indeed. They're not the ones we want. Next up is the mini game where you can learn a jet shot.
But who needs that, right?
Yeah, we're going to fail it. So if I would do the mini game and get jet shot, the cutscene remover would actually crash.
I didn't know that.
It does. So it's not that I can do it for funsies. You really shouldn't do it. If you play with cutscenes, the cutscenes are longer if you go for jet shots. So it's better to not take it. And the cutscene remover just... It's not a choice. Don't do it.
Can I ask how many cutscenes it removes?
I think like 5.5 hours or so.
Yeah, that's the amount of hours, but how many?
How many cutscenes? I a lot.
Yeah, that's what I said in chat
23.
as well. 23. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I made that up. No idea.
I would assume it's more than 23.
Yeah, we don't have an exact answer, but it was asked in chat before, so.
If you know how many cutscene it removes, feel free to donate and tell us. How about that?
Yeah.
They're just gonna send some random numbers, I'm sure.
We'll see. Supposedly someone made this. Maybe they know. Well, yeah, Yuna has been kidnapped by the abbot, so we have to save her. We do first get an opportunity to shop a bit, though.
And we can sell all our stuff that we don't need. And buy a stunning steel, and that's basically it.
Yeah, which is a weapon for Tidus that gives chance to inflict slow on enemies. And on the way there will be this machina. These machines, they are weak to thunder.
Yeah, if you listened to the captain tutorial earlier, you know this.
Yeah, like attacking, like it takes one thunder to kill them. Well, if I start attacking with Kimari and Tidus, it will like take 4 or 5 attacks.
It is not worth it, especially since we still take damage if they attack us. So just defend here and then let Lulu do the work.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes if you're lucky, you already have haste here, and then like it goes a bit fast because you can then haste Lulu. But we don't have haste yet. Now a set of 2 of these machina, the same thing. Now this time it will actually be 3 waves of enemies. And at that point it starts actually worth it. Some waves to actually assist with Tidus and Kimari. Because then like Lulu will be at the ready for the next wave. It was the first wave.
What's up?
What's up? I see we already have some soundtrack fans in the audience.
The Albed.
And then they assist again with the third wave.
Oh yeah, by the way, you might not see the audience behind us, but they're to the side. These guys are a bit shy. Oh, somebody sneaking in. Whose hand was that?
Okay, now I have enough for haste.
Finally. Super useful ability here.
Yes, makes the character faster. Very nice. Also a little bit of extra strength.
Yeah, not only does it make our team faster, but it can also make enemies faster. That might be a strat coming up in the future.
Yeah, for now I use it for Lulu again to make her faster. As Mike points out, we can use the crane on the right there, but it needs to be powered up. Oh.
Whoops.
Whoops. Bit too fast with the inputs there. Okay, that was wrong. I'm going to make use of a very useful thing called an autosave. I clicked too fast and then I did thunder on the enemy rather than the crane.
Can I read a donation in the meantime?
Sure.
I've got a 6-7 donation from Mortified the Penguin, who says, I feel obligated to offer a guest as to the number of cutscenes. Probably more than 60, but less than 70. Yeah, and I was, of course, off guard by that 670, but he feels obligated to guess 60 or
Very funny.
Anyhow, he added 6 and 7. Here we go again. To the bid war for who will fight at the last. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, there's a bit war going on who will do the final hit on Yu
Yevon, that's the
later
name.
on. So
Sorry. Yeah, and with that, Yuna is in the lead now. So just so you know.
Yeah.
shoutouts to the little sound effect it makes when it drops the part of the robot here.
Yeah.
I always like that one.
Yeah. But you really do to activate the crane. It uses most of the damage. After this, it's only one more thunder from Lulu and then a hit from Titus or Mike.
There it is.
Yeah. Now we thunder the boss itself. Okay. No useful drops. Sometimes it gives useful drops. Not today. And soon it will be time for Blitzball. And I will try to win because the reward is quite nice. It gives a strength sphere, which means you can change an empty node in the sphere grid into a sphere that gives +4 strength. Very useful. We really like that strength boost, so I will try to win. But there's some RNG and our team is worse than the opponent, so we'll see. And it's 50-50 chance who gets the ball here. We hope it's us. Yay,
Nice.
it's us. Won the 50-50.
We're gonna pass to Titus for some XP.
Yes. We want Mike to be able to use Sphere Shot in the second half. For that, he needs a little bit more experience.
Now we're gonna pass the ball. Hold up.
To Yasu.
Because he's very fast and he can outrun the enemy team. There are some safe spots here, for example, behind the keeper or at the side. But if they decide to aggro and follow, we can just circle around here. They can never catch up.
Yeah, basically the plan is to score only in the second half. First half is just stalling. But yeah, Yasu is quite a bit, is fast enough to actually be able to outswim the others that he'd never get caught.
The absolute
Very useful.
MVP, yeah.
Yasu is great.
Unlike some other players in that team.
Yeah. So, okay. Now we have all of them behind me. The full Yasu train.
Don't hand the ball to Dato or Keeper, please.
Yeah. Yeah. The plan is just to win the second half. But we'll be again a 50-50 after halftime, basically. So we'll have to see.
Let's see if we get that marathon luck.
Yeah, at least it was a good first half.
Hmm? So in the second half, we're gonna also stall a bit, but then we have to time our pass to Titus so he scores right before he will get changed for Waka, because there's like a mandatory change in the match.
Yeah,
And
at 3 minutes in the second half, Mike will get replaced with Waka. So you want to score before that, but not too much before that, because then the goers get the ball again and might like get a counter ball and such.
yeah. If we somehow fail that, there's still a chance for us to win with Waka's Venom Shot, but we'd rather not do that, since it has a higher probability to also fail, so
Mike's Sphere Shot is better, yeah.
for sure.
Okay, another 50-50. Let's see. Okay,
Ah.
can't always be lucky. Okay. That's formation changes was to get the chances a bit higher that we'll get the ball back before bad stuff happens. And now let's see. Because now it's also luck involved, because if you just don't have luck, then they just score. Okay. That's at least Letty grabbing the ball there. Can he keep the ball against this? Should be possible. Go to our star player, Jasu. I hope to be able to chill in the corner here. Fine now. Now chill a bit, stall until like 220 or so. Oh, we're not
never
left
mind.
alone yet. At least we can take Abus. Hope it leaves us alone now.
That looks good.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then once we stalled enough, then basically we try to get Mike in a good position to score.
Very exciting match here. Yep. There should be rules against this.
The team just doesn't go for us. We're just being in a very allowed place here.
Imagine you go to the stadium and this is what happens.
Okay. Scoring a bit on the early side, but I doubt they get a goal in against us in this time. Okay, we're ahead. Now we get Waka. We get another 50-50. It's another blitz off, though you can just get lucky and get the ball. We are getting lucky. Now I'm just going to go behind the goal. And usually you don't get any aggression here. So I do have to keep an eye on it to see if like any of the goers still will go for Letty here. But overall this should be a win at this point. Which is nice. We get our nice strength sphere as a reward. So if you get a counter goal and like are behind, at that point you might just take a quick loss over trying to win. And then there's backups to do later if you don't get the strength sphere. But I really like to get the strength sphere.
And this looked much easier than it actually is. I am currently also trying to learn this run and I had lots of problems with this. So yeah. Blitz win, definitely not free.
It takes some getting used to. Like I feel at this point I usually win, but there's some luck in it.
And that's it.
We won. And then there's the attack after the games. So we hate Steelers because, or Mike, he is actually fast enough to kill these fishes in one hit, or strong enough to kill these fishes in one hit, so we want him to be a bit faster. Waka takes 2 hits.
Nice.
There will be multiple waves of this. This at least gives us some chance to get a couple of power spheres. So if we're lucky, we get some crits that gives us overkills. To get us on the way to have enough power spheres for all the gridding we need to do. There's an overkill. That's nice. Another overkill, nice. Another overkill. And then we get introduced to Oren.
Hold up, is this Oren from the hit series Kingdom Hearts? Can't believe they put him in this.
I like that the guy doesn't even, for this first fight, doesn't even say anything about it because it's so obvious that you just attack and win. Okay, Oren is strong, though we give him haste and let him do most of the damage here. I should probably potion up Mike a little bit. So this enemy does start to like have a tendency of counter-attacking. Yeah, here is a counter-attack. So it's not too nice to attack with literally everyone. Okay, that's fine. Mike doesn't have to survive this. There's some important chests back here to pick up. Magic and HP sphere. HP sphere will be used in some of Riku's overdrives once we get her. Magic will actually be used to get some extra magic. And it's time to leave Luca. And fortunately, we won't get the infamous cutscene. So I guess we have to give our own impression of it. So here's where it usually would be. Ha 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 ha.
Wonderful. It's very funny because the cutscene remover's application icon is Titus from that cutscene with a cross over it.
Yes, it's great. It's a perfect symbol for it.
For sure. Yeah, let's hope we get lucky with encounters here. It's quite a walk.
Yeah, this is another tutorial fight to make clear that Oren is good against these shield fights. Not that we ever use him for that. But yeah, overall this is where we just start to flee from everything. This is also where RNG starts to play quite a role because you can also get ambushes here. We do not like that. You just want to flee away as quickly as possible. And ambushes can also be potentially dangerous if they kill Mike before he can flee, because only Mike has the flee ability. So once he's dead, then you suddenly have to try to escape with the others, and that can fail. And things can actually get dangerous. I mean, one bomb should be not too bad.
I'll be right back.
We do want to keep him in good health, though. And we got from that guy just a spear that we can sell for money.
Live and let live.
Yeah, cameras in this game can also be quite awkward. Like, you want to walk in a straight line as much as possible to the next objective, but like you cannot control the camera yourself. So it becomes slightly awkward sometimes to know like which direction you need to hold the thing. It's awkward with movement like that.
I'll be right back.
Looking good on the ambushes so far.
Yeah, it will be for a while that ambushes is something that can be dangerous. At least we have autosave.
Yeah,
I love autosave.
They sure lose some time though, if they happen.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
I mean, even if you escape from them, like the enemy's taking turns, loses you time.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. Live and let live.
At least for later parts of the run, eventually we will get a weapon that gives us first strike, where we always take the first turn, and then we don't have to worry as much about ambushes anymore.
Live and let live.
First strike, that is nice. For now, we just have to deal with it.
I won't go so easy on you next time.
Yeah, there are quite some random encounters that you have to get through and run. At least the fleeing is fast.
I'll be right back.
Party making a pit stop on the way. There are actually cutscenes in between, but like if you do it with a cutscene remover, it just looks like you're constantly trying to get out of here, and it takes a while before you succeed.
There's no escape.
Okay, the Chocobo Eater.
Yes. Well, maybe you remember haste. This time we're gonna haste the boss because we intentionally want to lose this fight and get shoved off the ledge. And by hasting him, that will happen a lot faster than otherwise.
Yeah. We hope to get pushed off the cliff here. If it just wants to push us finally, there we go.
Good boy.
What is it doing?
Oh,
I'm assuming that's
He's very angry.
not intended.
Oops.
oh, damn you kids.
And with that, can I say something? You're currently hearing me talking to the Lewitt 440 Pure. And I can,
Thank you, Tony.
and I can attest that this is a very good microphone because I have one myself at home. And the BSG pronouncers are brought to you by the Lewitt company, and you're hearing it right now. And BSG is happy with Lewitt as our premium microphone sponsor, with a focus on your needs and the help of modern and precise manufacturing techniques. Lewitt creates audio gear that makes you sound exceptional, whether you're a recording artist, content producer, or streaming. And get those people in the French.
There we go. That's how that's supposed to look like. Actually, I've never seen that before.
Yeah, I
What
haven't
you
seen it
did
before
earlier.
either.
He said the thing.
Only here at BSG.
Where we resolve conflicts.
Different game. Conflict resolved.
No problem. I'll be right
But yeah, we prefer getting pushed off the cliff because like it just means that the path you take to the next area is a bit different, and actually this one is faster. So like we don't want to take the time to defeat the boss if it doesn't actually give us any benefit.
on you next time.
But think about the chocobos.
Yeah, I do care about the chocobos, poor chocobos. We didn't kill the chocobo eater for them.
I'll be right back.
Down here, like down the cliff, the enemies do get a bit more dangerous though. So ambushes do start getting dangerous if you get those.
I won't go so easy on you next time.
We'll soon get close to the Mushroom Rock Road. And we'll actually not go over the Mushroom Rock Road. So normally if you play this game casually, you will like have to go over the Mushroom Rock Road, do the whole Operation Mihen sequence where like they try to beat Sin with Machina. And then there's this, then you get like on the beach afterwards. We're going to skip all over that. We don't think we need to do Operation Mihen. So we're going to do a nice skip very soon. And the intention is to immediately take the path towards the beach where you would end up after all the Operation Mihen. The problem is that there's some invisible walls between there. So we have to go through that. And luckily there will be an NPC running around that is helpful to push us through those invisible walls. There's actually multiple invisible walls, and you have to be quite careful because there's some places there you can push into where you're stuck between invisible walls and can't get out anymore.
Yeah, it's more of a maze of invisible walls.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
And even if we manage to do this, it's not over until we see the little chocobo in the corner. So if we get unlucky and get killed after we make it through the invisible walls, we still have to retry. So let's cross our fingers. Good luck.
Okay, I need to get a very specific position. I think this should be about right. There's our NPC.
Oh no.
I think we're still fully out.
Don't break any bones, old man.
Yeah, I was afraid that might slightly too much to the right there.
Live and let live.
Yes, this trick is very difficult. It
Yeah, you need
takes-
multiple pushes, and especially the first one is a bit precise.
it
We have
takes-
to unfortunately wait until that NPC is back to push us again, though.
Yeah, but despite taking quite some time, this trick is absolutely worth it. It does save a lot of time. Definitely the biggest trick in the game, I'd say, right?
Yeah, this is our major skip of the run, basically.
Basically, we're waiting to save time.
Yeah. But yeah, the positioning can be quite precise, and we need to like typically get pushed twice at least to get it fully through. We're still at the first push. We're getting pushed. Okay, that was the first push correctly now. Second is at least a little bit easier. Now we have to wait for him again to push us through the rest.
Meanwhile, can I say something?
Sure.
For example, did you know that we have prizes? And one of those prizes is Broforce. It was brought to you by Devolver Digital. And Devolver Digital says, do you like action-packed side-scrolling running guns? Basically the opposite of this game. Do you also like freedom? Then Broforce is the game for you. This game puts you in control of a plethora of different bros like Rambo, Robocop, Indiana Jones, and many more. Fight for freedom with a healthy amount of explosions. And if you donate a minimum of €10, you'll be entered for a chance to win a Steam key. Thank you, Devolver Digital, for providing us with those keys.
Oh no.
Oh no?
Yeah, this is the wrong position.
Oh dear.
Skip is not going well.
Yeah, that was the example of getting stuck in between invisible walls there.
Not too much, push too much to the left.
Ground was an illusion.
Please, we have an autosave, but we do have to do it again now.
You can do it. Oh no.
At least we escaped.
Yeah, as you can see, now we have to escape, and those can fail. So having Titus alive is always good.
Shall I go over all the prizes you can win? Meanwhile, for example, we have a PS5 game bundle by Madelon, which you can get if you accumulate a donation of €50 and a Zelda Master Sword of €100, but also a SpongeBob Comic Shake BFF for Switch if you donate €14, and a Sega Saturn controller if you donate €30. And the Splatoon bundle provided by Nintendo of Europe for €15, and the rest you can all win if you donate €10. Meanwhile, we're waiting for the second push.
Yes. Got to the first push now again, so that's good. There he is.
That looks better. Oh.
Yes, we are
Okay.
through the invisible walls now.
It's not over though. Well
So
done.
the one thing is that an ambush can still ruin our day, because if a nasty ambush can just kill you without you having done anything wrong.
Okay, when we see the little chocobo, we can actually clap.
I'll be right back.
So yeah, right now we're just hoping not to have something unlucky happen, and then
I'll be right back.
yeah. This is the worst place to die to an ambush, because then you have to do the whole skip again.
I won't go so easy on you next time.
Thank you, Titus.
Mike.
My bad.
Mike, yes.
Mike, right.
That is an ambush. Please leave Mike alone. Leave Mike alone. Just leave Mike alone.
Okay, good.
I'll be right back.
That should be it.
Yes. Now we're safe.
That's the biggest skip in the game.
Yes, now we're at the beach afterwards, basically, and the whole Operation Mian already happened.
So how much time did we save while waiting? 10 minutes?
Like that was before I started to run this game, so I don't know how long that used to take, but it's like the whole walking section over the Mushroom Rock Roads, the boss fights that you have there, stuff like that. So like, even with what happened, this was still definitely the faster option than doing all of that.
Good
Yeah,
enough.
by a lot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, here we want a specific encounter for Kimari, and hopefully we'll get that, because we want to learn a ability for later.
Yes, we want to see a basilisk. There's a basilisk, right in time.
Speak of the devil.
We use Lancet with Kimari to learn an overdrive them, the Stone Breath, which can petrify enemies, and there will be some encounters where we can just immediately get rid of some enemies just by petrifying them with that overdrive. It's quite a good overdrive. So this is the stretch where we can learn it. It is really something we need. And there we learned it. Overall, this sometimes feels like a bit of a checkmark run where there's certain things that you need to get on the way, like certain items that you need to get and things like that. And it's always nice to cross something after this. Yes, we learned Stone Breath.
Yeah, and that will be useful in a couple fights. It will be useful on Seymour, or rather on his ads, and in home as well, I think.
Yes. And now we're at the next temple. So there's another Cloister of Trials coming up. And the next Aeon Ixion is Thunder themed, so we have now a Thunder based Cloister as well. So these spheres are kind of like electricity based.
And Ixion is actually useful in the run, unlike Ifrit, unfortunately. But Ixion will see some fighting later on. Certainly not the most useful summon, though. That one will be Bahamut, and I can't wait till we get him.
Yeah, Bahamut will be the Aeon. He will be used a lot. Ixion will see some screen time at least. Okay, here we do to get like extra charged sphere. The extra charged sphere is basically needed to open this door over here. And there will be like a little bit of some sort of electricity field, and to be able to get over there, we need the pedestal to hang in between there. Needs the spheres to be able to do that.
And I must say, Tidus is an absolute daredevil. Imagine jumping into this death pit over here, full of electricity. But he has very good shoes, so don't worry about it.
Mike.
Whoop. I wouldn't do that.
I mean, he also like tries to fix underwater technology by just hitting on it. So apparently he's not that afraid of electricity things.
Engineer Tidus.
Engineer Mike.
I can't get it right, guys. I'm sorry. Sorry, Mike.
And now we basically have to complete the full symbol. So these go back over here. And then we can use this as an elevator to go up. And then so for some reason they still have this extra section in the cloister where you have to push all the pedestals. It's not much of a puzzle at this point anymore. We will soon have our Aeon. And that's pretty much the cloister done. And that's Ixion.
Welcome to the team.
Yes, it's time to continue our travels, but first we need to wake up Yuna. And then we can continue. And I do pick up a chest over here for some money.
Yeah, money is not really a problem in this run. We will later on for the final boss need some money, but usually we get more than enough during the run, right?
Yeah, pretty with what I pick up on the way, we're guaranteed to have enough money everywhere. There's no money issues. There's not a lot of money in RNG. There's a little bit of money RNG early game, but we had enough early game, so now nothing to worry about.
Live and let live.
Now we're making our way to the Moonflow.
Fight, fight, fight.
Oh, that's a new one.
I won't go so
Oh,
easy
I
on
have
you next
heard that
time.
often before as well. Like, if you run this game, then at some point you will just have heard all of these remarks by Mike over and over again.
A million times. Live and let live.
Yes,
I'll be right back.
Or that one.
that one. I'll be right back. There's one specifically in this area where he can be like, "Ooh, I should have slept in this morning," which is a reference to like Yuna being like
You should have
having slept in.
this week.
There it is.
I'll be right back.
Right on time.
Helps that the cleaners are quiet, right?
Quite some things there. To pick up a chest over here with a key sphere. So basically, in the sphere grid, there's this path that the game expects you to follow and that a lot of casual players will follow. There's also these sections that are warded off by key spheres where you can make it to completely different sections of the sphere grid. And we like that because the most beneficial parts of the sphere grid where you can level up a lot better are not the ones that are in the track that they expect you to go. So that way we can actually open up all the ways that we want to the nice parts of the sphere grid that we want to see. So we'll be picking up more of these key spheres in some chests on the way. I should almost be through this section now.
I'll be right back.
Do want to keep Mike nice and healthy with Yuna as a healer between battles. Now we're at the Moonflow, where we will ride the shoe path.
Be careful not to fall off.
And we will have a fight where also Waka is present coming up, so I do need to give him the correct weapon.
Right, is he
Oh, oops.
Right. Super, that was the message. I have started to play this game, I should add.
Yeah, this will be a bit of a longer fight because right now we are a bit under leveled and we don't quite at the time where we start to get overpowered. We want to slow this enemy, and Mike has a sword right now that has a 50% chance of slowing this enemy. So what we'll do, we first haste Mike so it gets more turns in, and then we attack and hopefully inflict slow as soon as possible. Waka can just attack in the meantime. Let's see if he got slow. Theoretically, I think you can also see it by the animation, but I find it easier to see by the turn order.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time seeing it, to be honest.
We have slow,
Oh,
so that's nice. But I can start buffing. You can see it by the amount of turns you get in between. Like this is a lot of turns in between, so you can know that it must be because of slow. So at that point, like, make sure that Waka is also hasty. And we also start cheering a bit again to boost up our strength for this fight. And once it goes up, it is important that you do enough damage before it does the depth charges. But we will be able to do that. Sometimes you end up using Waka's overdrive if you don't hit slow quickly enough, but it shouldn't be needed now. I equip also the Brotherhood on Mike now to get the extra +5 strength boost. Yeah, it comes down. And now you basically attack until the boss is dead. This is definitely one of the slower fights where we're just a bit on the left right now. Nice crit.
well, that will certainly make it a bit faster.
But yeah, we get a lot of turns in between before the enemy gets a turn. It really helps. Extractor. There we go. Nice to get a Thunderbolt from the fight. Sometimes you're lucky and you already have a Thunderbolt before it, which is actually good against it. But we didn't have Thunder weapons this run. This is also where we get Riku. Get our party complete. Riku is quite handy. Right now we have the tutorial for her. Get some bomb cores from it. That's a fire damage item, so we actually have some use for those.
Yahoo!
You should know.
And she can, as an overdrive, mix 2 items and get... If you have good items for it, you can actually get some quite powerful things from there. I'm short on both. I kill this enemy for get some extra power spheres. Then I should be good on power spheres now. I still need some more speed spheres during the run. Level up Mike some more. Just a bit of extra strength and HP and agility, so it's faster as well. But yeah, Riku will be used quite a bit, because if you have the right items for it, you can do powerful stuff with her.
Live and let live.
Yes, mixing is super useful, especially on bosses. And you can do insane amounts of damage with multi-hits as well.
There were fewer things
Yeah.
in my time.
We do need to like get her overdrive, so there will be some points where we deliberately like, get her killed by enemies just to make sure she has her overdrive again.
Oh yeah, in this game there's different ways of like charging overdrive, I think, as well, right? Is that correct?
I mean, the default is when you take damage.
Yeah, that's
So
fair.
that's what you have right now on your characters. For Aeons it's a bit different. They take a little bit for everything, basically. But right now, just by default, and we don't ever learn anything else. We just get overdrives from taking damage.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
But yeah, Riku will be low level, so when she gets killed off by the right enemy, you will just immediately in one go have her overdrive charged. Now we have a bit of a dinner party with Seymour.
Glad I was
I love the very not ominous music in the background. Seymour seems like a very trustworthy character.
Yeah.
Immediately can tell that. Yeah, by the music.
And that's quite a nice, important chest. It has 8 lightning marbles, which is an item that deals lightning damage. And we definitely can use those. There will be some fights where we end up using them. It's one of the items that... Oh,
Why don't you try calling some?
I wanted to... Okay. It's one of the items also used in... you can use in Riku's overdrives, or Riku can just use them overall with the use and steal ability that she has.
Yeah, the lightning marbles are very important for a later boss fight.
Okay, I'm going to show this off a little bit. So in the cutscene remover, because the FF10 speedrun community does value actually being able to take a break and use the bathroom when you need it and such, there is a small break that it has right in there of maximum 5 minutes. It's pretty nice that they do that, because like even with cutscene remover, a run of over 3 hours is still quite long. So it's really nice that they put this in there for a break. You can also show, you can choose music, what music you want to play. So you still get a little bit of the to Xanarkand.
Yes, this is the perfect time to get a drink, I suppose.
I'm drinking a little bit, yeah. I don't think I will do the full break because, like originally in the estimate, I did take the full break into account, but I think for the sake of time, it might not be bad to just cut it a bit short.
Can I just shout out to check out our more on-site speedrunning events from our partners? Because UKSG Rad 2026 in Glasgow, Scotland happens on January the 31st until February the 1st. And NSG Spring 2026 in Gjerdrum, Norway is on April 24 to 26. And if you're looking for more speedrunning content, please go and check them out. Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you. Time for the Madelon special, Dodging Thunder. Surely nothing will happen and we will dodge all of them.
Yeah, it's not too bad if you get hit, but the optimal thing is to dodge the lightning when you can and just make it through without like getting struck down.
I've never seen you fail these.
I often fail them because like being able to focus on lightning dodging while also having these encounters in between is just quite tricky.
I'm so nervous. Any minute now.
It's fine. Like, if there's one thing that I don't mind too much if it goes wrong this run is like not dodging lightning. Like, it's not that big of a deal.
I can't believe it hasn't happened yet.
I'll be right back.
I mean, sometimes if you're close to the towers, it just hits the towers, so
Yeah,
you don't
that's
always.
fair. Oh,
I actually dodged it.
nice. 199 to go.
No.
Live and let live.
Like, I've done it casually.
Whoa, okay.
Apparently, today I'm doing well on the lightning dodge.
198 to go.
That won't go so easy.
I mean, I've done it casually. I've not, but yeah, it's not something I would do often. Okay.
Pretty please.
Sure. Go in here.
Yeah. Maybe next time people can donate towards that.
Yes, and if they donate, they can choose. Well, finishes off your year on the final boss. That you can still choose who does that. It's currently. Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah,
binding
Yuna
to the wrong thing.
with
This
7
one.
cents more than Waka, so it's close. Your thing.
Okay. Got a couple extra Phoenix Downs in case we die and some grenades to use for Riku. And I pick up very important equipment, the yellow shield. It gives Mike lightning proof, which is already on the Thunder Plains quite useful because some of these enemies do lightning damage, but there will also be an upcoming fight where it's also very handy. It comes immediately in handy. Immediately the demonstration of lightning dealing 0 damage to Mike now. Not that it helped him.
In theory, though.
Can I make a shout out how lightning fast the refresh rates are of our monitors? Because it also was mentioned in chat by Remo. He says this is where the host should plug the response time for on the monitors. Well, it's 156 hertz. We want to give a huge shout out to AOC for generously providing prizes for our giveaways and supplying their top-notch gaming monitors for our events. These amazing gaming displays features a 1440p resolution, that 156 refresh rate, 1 milliseconds response time, if you wanted to know that, low input lag and 6 gaming modes, and ensuring our gamers have the smoothest performance possible. Very relevant for this run. Thank you, AOC, for supporting our event.
Yeah, that encounter I used grenade to get some extra speed spheres because I was still a bit low on those. Oh, I want Riku out of the party. If we get a chance, then we also would like to steal light curtain from an iron giant that can cost protect. The ambushes can be dangerous here. I really hope I get an escape off. Oran, you can do this. Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, this is very dangerous stuff. And just because we're immune to thunder on Tidus, doesn't mean you keep getting these. I'm so impressed.
Today I keep getting them apparently.
Today is your day.
At least for lightning dodges.
But yeah, we can still get hit by all other kinds of attacks, and we really don't want Tidus to die, because then we have to rely on escape. They keep going for him.
Yeah.
I keep calling him Tidus. I don't know.
It will just be some kind of mix of Mike and Tidus.
Yeah. Micus.
Didn't get the light curtain, so I will go for the backup for that. That's fine.
Okay. People, listen to this. How can you not like the arranged soundtrack? This is so calming and relaxing. Wonderful. In chat, please. Who is team arranged and who is team original? Let us know.
Yeah, the reason that I'm escaping is that I still need to also charge Riku's overdrive. Please on the Riku.
Thank you.
Okay, then I can just escape. We also got a Arctic Wind from there that we stole. That's useful because that's the ice element damage item. And we're trying to get a full set basically. Oh. Gets first turn, of course. Okay, sure.
I'll be right back.
The next upcoming boss will be Spheromorph, which will be weak to a random element. And we want to kill Spheromorph with Riku Overdrive of the opposing element. And for that we need these damage items. We already got the Lightning Marbles in Guadasalam. So we have Lightning covered. We have Fire covered. We got Bomb Cores already. We stole the Arctic Wind for Ice. So the one we are still missing is Water. So I'm trying to see if we get an encounter where I can steal a fish kill for the water element. That way we have all our bases covered, basically. If I don't get everything, then like we just hope that we don't get the wrong element, and otherwise we have to like force a element shift.
I'll be right back.
And other than that, I still need to fully complete Riku's overdrive.
You're wasting our time.
Yes, you're right, Mike. These encounters are wasting our time.
I'll be right back.
What we are looking for is the Chimera, right? On the encounters? Is that
The
correct?
water element.
Ah, the water, okay.
We already got the Chimera. There it is.
Thank you.
I won't go so easy on you next time.
Okay, so we have all elements available. Now I do still need to make sure Riku has her overdrive. Hopefully she gets hit by something at least. Because she is almost there. Good.
I'll be right back.
That was a nice wasp. Then I get Riku out of the party. She has her stuff done for now.
I won't go so easy on you next time.
Also, at the end of this area, there's this butterfly you can catch to start this butterfly catching minigame.
Live and let live.
And during the minigame, you don't get random encounters. So even if you just aren't actually planning to do the minigame for real, it's still useful to trigger it just to make sure that you have a little bit of the end of the path where you don't get these random encounters.
Has a little bit of a annoying hitbox to
I'll be right back.
use, though, if you ask me.
Yeah, I mean, it's not always... The butterfly moves around, but you shouldn't pay attention to it because it's always the same spot, basically.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Okay. I'm learning
So
things.
you just look at the ground of the correct spot and then you always have the correct spot.
Ah, all right. I will take notes for when I get here in my practice.
We tell him that his prices are too expensive and then he lowers them.
It's really that simple.
Yes!
I wish I
He
could just
actually
go to the store and do that.
I'll go with
But there we got actually this first strike weapon for Titus, for Mike. Very useful. It essentially gives him like the initial turn, which is like at the very start of the turn order. So like getting a surprise round on the enemy, basically. So it's very useful. And we use that to make sure that not only he himself can defend, but Yuna gets to defend in as well. So they both need to get the experience from this fight. Himari needs the experience as well. I throw a grenade just to check what actually is the element that Spheromorph is currently at. Blizzard, that means we need fire. So we need the fire-based item. Where's our bomb skill? Bomb core, there.
Bomb scale, that's a new one.
Yeah, bomb core.
It's a mix between the fish scale and the bomb
Yeah.
core, I guess.
But there we have the fire. Like, this is what Riku's overdrive can do.
Yes, massive damage with multiple hits. Guarantees us the overkill.
Yes, and then I have a little bit of a menu going up. I guess we can have a message about our menu.
Message is that this is the end of my hosting shift. That I think our new host was laughing herself, but I will let the rest of the run handled by a professional amongst our midst. The one and only Zelda did. Okay, Cynthia. Did you fight a Pokemon fight or something? I don't know. But while we're waiting for her, continue.
Yes, basically got a little bit of extra speed on agility, basically on Riku, and then also I make sure to get Kimari that he can also steal and use items, because like Riku can do it, but actually we like a second character to be able to do that. And then we have the correct party for the next fight. So yeah, like Kimari cannot do like the same mixing as Riku, but even just using items that the way she can is already quite useful and be able to steal. We also, the fact that we have first strike also means we no longer have to worry about ambushes. Like Tidus always gets first strike, gets the first turn, and that's really nice as well. Immediately Madelon straight by the next encounter. This is an ambush, we still get the first turn. And we have the next boss fight already.
Yes, this one has a little bit of RNG at the beginning. There is this little ad, this drone here, and we need to do exactly 100 damage to it, I think.
1,000. It has 1,000 HP.
Slightly off, okay. But hopefully we do this in one hit.
Or a bit.
Not quite.
We need a second one. And then we start also trying using this lightning marbles on the boss, and it will counter. So this will cause Riku to die. That's fine. That's intended. That's there. Riku dies.
And you can see how much that fills our meter.
Yes, that's actually intended that way. That we use this to fill our meter again. Kimari will throw one as well. And then we do this again, basically. This will be enough to make sure she can use her overdrive again, because we use the overdrive as a finish. We need some lightning marbles to do enough damage so that we can finish off with that. I also want to make sure Yuna gets a turn in for the experience. Mike gets a turn for the experience. And then we're going to finish it off with another one of these overdrives from Riku. Again, this is how powerful Mix is. Okay. Some post-boss menu, make sure that Kimari has enough health and speed for the next fight. And now we're really starting to do a bunch of leveling on Mike, basically. Now is where he gets powerful. We use a key sphere to make it do this different area here. We give him extra strength, a bit of extra health, and also quite a bit of extra agility. Those are kind of the important stats that we need here. This is also where we use the strength sphere that we want from Blitzball. That gives another +4 boost, quite relevant. There it is, or rewards. And yeah, while I finish this menu, I do think we have some time for messages.
All right, thank you, thank you. I would like to take a quick moment to introduce myself. My name is Zelda, and I will be your host for the rest of Final Fantasy X.
From the audience to behind the scenes.
From the seat next to Tex.
Who? I don't see no text.
Can Tech go and pan the camera for a second? Oh. There he is.
How did he get there?
How did he get there?
Not Janik in the audience as well. We got a lot of shy people today, but it's nice to have some people in the background. Thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah. You're going to another temple. This is actually a temple where you get the Aeon before the cloister. There will be a boss fight and only the cloister afterwards. I do want to make sure I'm full health before starting that boss fight. We'll be facing off against Seymour now.
Yes, and this is Kimari's time to shine, I think.
Yeah, we will be using Stone Breath. It's mostly also Mike's time to shine to see exactly how much that extra gridding did for him.
Oh,
he
yeah.
got quite a bit stronger now.
But yeah, we can one-shot these ads. So Stone Breath showing its power.
Yes. So Mike is our main damage reader, so let's haste him up a bit. Yuna gets a quick turn by switching weapons. And here we actually use Stone Breath and immediately get rid of these two other Guado that are there.
That looks so cruel.
We talk to Seymour for some extra strength. And we bring in Oran because we need to be tanking one Blitzara from Seymour. And we basically end the first phase of the fight, and now Seymour will summon Anima. Anima will take 4 hits from Mike to kill. She will first do this pain attack, so we want to avoid getting hit by that. So what I will do is change Mike for Waka basically to be able to tank the first hit by just like sacrificing one of 3 characters where we don't need to have them alive.
Yuna!
So switch for Waka. Get a short turn. One of these 3 characters will die. That is fine. Then we can start attacking, and we bring in Riku to steal some items because we can usually steal 3 silence grenades. That's what I want to see. The rare steal is actually something we don't use, so glad we got the common steal. We'll try to steal again to see if we get lucky again. Nice. So you're at 6 silence grenades. That was Anima. Now we still have Seymour left. And I already switched to like the correct weapon I want after this for him. We actually deliberately take this multi-Tandara. We know that Tidus has the lightning proof, so he can't hit. But Riku does get hit, and that immediately charges her overdrive. So it's quite useful to wait out that multi-Tandara. Then finish off Seymour. And that was the fight. And then we do a little bit more leveling up of Mike to get him enough stats for the next fight. A little bit of extra health, strength, and agility again. Party for that. And then this is basically the one temple where you do the trials after you've already acquired the Aeon.
And if you really, really enjoy it, you can even do it twice. If you know, you know.
Yeah, basically, like, once you solved it, there's like... so basically, you're building the bridge to be able to leave the temple again. by getting all these ice-themed spheres in the 3 different pillars that make the path appear again. Once you solve it, there is this like thingy that appears on top where if you walk over it, you can essentially trigger doing the extra bit of the puzzle.
And it is really easy to just walk over this, especially if you're playing this for your first time and you don't know any better. So, yeah, this probably happened to a bunch of people.
Yeah. To take this one. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I did it on my first run that I accidentally walked over it, and then basically you have to do the whole puzzle twice.
And I'm still making fun of it.
Yes, I did it only once on my very first run. After that, I learned to just never walk over that patch again. So I know to be careful of that. Okay.
And now you know.
And now we fill up the second pillar. And that should be third. There you can see this part appear. You should not walk over that.
Ominous platform. For the fans, come on.
No, no. Doing the puzzle once is enough. We're out of here.
All right, there will be some Guado chasing us once we get outside here. So if we have perfect movement, then we can avoid the fight here. So hopefully we get that.
It's quite tight. It's quite tricky to get a good pathing where you can like get no encounters from this chasing Guado.
For sure. Nice.
That worked.
I'll be right back.
And here you have your regular random encounter again. But it's really nice that now you just know that Mike always has first hit. You can immediately like just hold your turn button, knowing that you can immediately flee.
I won't go so easy on you next time.
So next boss is Wendigo. I think a pretty scary encounter, if you ask me. But I'm more of a casual player, I'd say. So
I know if it tries to be unfriendly, it can be dangerous, but usually it's fine. Okay, do haste on him and the Brotherhood for an extra plus 50% strength. We kill the one that casts Shell on his death. The other one casts Protect on his death, and we want to do physical damage, and we don't want to deal with the extra defenses of Protect. Normally I use that I can have Protect on Titus here, but I didn't get the item, so the backup here is to do Power Break on it instead. And now the plan is to kill the Wendigo first and then the other Guado. And the other characters are basically there to heal each other up. Nice lightning proof coming in handy. I make sure I get a turn in with Yuna just so she gets the experience. Then we can finish off the other Guado now. Pick up another chest with some key spheres quite hidden here. And then we're at the desert. This is like always the same encounter that you get here. We get joined by Oren now.
Need some help.
And we switch back to our first strike weapon. And now we just wait until there's Lulu, nice.
Are you all right?
Who's suddenly able to cast on Dara. We never taught her that. Usually you would teach her before this, but we didn't. She can do that. What? What happened?
Huh? That's a new one.
I don't remember that one either.
Is that your second that never happened before?
Only here at BSG.
Apparently that's the thing that can happen. Okay. We have autosave. We'll see when the last autosave was. Now we can get out. Okay, sure. That was strange. I am so happy autosave is a thing. Oh yeah, the mouse. Sorry.
Thank you, J-Nick.
Let's move more speed sphere still.
The computer mouse is a special guest at this point.
I'll be right back.
We should have a donation incentive for the mouse on screen. 100 euros right now, and we put the mouse back, guys.
I'll be right back.
Thex would do it for 10. Okay, interesting. That's a low ball.
I won't go so easy on you next time.
Okay, now we're joined by Riku as well.
We will have to deal with an enemy called Sandragora soon. But we have Oren in our team, so that won't be much of a problem. His shooting star is the perfect move to deal with the
I mean,
Sandragora.
that's the one that we use on the optional actually. And then the obligatory one we just have Sandra's Score skip, but that's still a bit before that comes up.
Yeah.
Before that, there's also
Go so easy on you next
these
time.
desert encounters. And we want to see what extra items we might still be able to get from them if we have useful encounters to easily get them. I do have 6 silence grenades, which is like means I kind of have the minimum number of good damage items that I want to have. But potentially I can see if I can steal some nice sleeping powders from the wolves if I have a good encounter where I feel like I can do that. And potentially I can still see if I can get some extra speed spheres because I'm still a little bit low on those. There are still other options to get it though.
Isn't there an easier way?
No complaining.
I'll be right back.
This should be fine. Here I can steal some sleeping powders, I think. Get rid, use the silence grenades. Get rid of the encounters. That should give us at least some more extra speed spheres.
All right.
And yeah, we do have time for a donation.
Excellent. I have 10 euros from Textera saying here's 10 euros from the mouse on screen. Hype.
I mean, at least do it yourself if you want to. And you better put it in the corner. Oh my god, this guy! Look at it. This is gonna drive me crazy.
I'll be right back.
Please, somebody donate $10 to get this thing off the screen. I can't look at this.
Yeah, I did get the items that I wanted out of the desert. Now we have. So I'm taking one of these Thundergores fights that is completely optional. The reason is it's guarding teleport spheres, which allows you to teleport to any node activated by any character. It's very useful to get to good parts of the grid. I really want those.
And Shooting Star just one-shots here.
Yes, this is how we deal with the
Bye-bye.
Thundergore.
Never to be seen again.
Yes, there's a second Thundergore that is quote-unquote obligatory, but that one is the one we skip. I do have to do small menu. Make sure I get a bit of extra strength. And Mike in the party. So there's another Thundergore, and what we're trying to do is make Riku pushes past it without triggering the encounter.
Uh-oh.
No.
Well,
Yeah, I'm not triggering it because it wasn't looking like she was pushing us beyond it, so I'll try it again. Oh, that's a bit too far. Position is somewhat tricky on this one. It's a bit too far again. We'll get it. Okay, it's not cooperating today, but I will get there. There we
you
go. And basically we have some obligatory encounters in home. The first one is just Haste Titus, and then he kills all of them. So I think during that we can have a donation.
please.
That's some bad news for you, Captain. It's not about the mouse.
No.
I've got 10 euro from Kai saying happy birthday BSG, which is going to the 4-player 1-controller DDR Pep Moss Grotto Challenge incentive.
You could have just said move the mouse and we would have done it. They're torturing me.
Quick!
For the next encounters, Kimari will come in handy again. He will be able to use Stone Breath again. And for that it will also be quite handy that you can immediately charge your overdrive by learning a new one. We never did it on this one, so now we have Fire Breath. But that's not what we'll use, we'll just use Stone Breath over and over. So it's quite nice, like it's in mechanic intended, so you can immediately like try out your cool new overdrive, but we'll always use Stone Breath.
I guess I have to do it myself, guys.
Why did you do this?
And here it's the same trick again. Learning Aqua Breath this time to again use Stone Breath. There, I get some more key spheres. And then we got our airstrip. Get out of here. The next boss fight coming up will be against Evray. And that's one where you kind of have to time your damage correctly. Like once Evray gets low enough health, it casts haste on itself. So we kind of like plan out the damage in a way that we don't trigger it too soon, in a way. And we should be able to do it in 5 attacks and make sure that we don't get to see scarier poison breath. We also use Rico's Overdrive, this time to... we're going to throw away your map in the Overdrive, actually. You can just use your map as an item, like that. And that way we will be able to make sure we always get critical hits. So. See, this wants to be haste. Very calculated. 1 share. But not a second share just yet. Riku mixes the Luxfer with a map to make sure that we always get critical hits now. Now we can start attacking a bit. Meanwhile, Kimari can steal some water gems. Those will be useful. Now we do the second share. Strength will be even higher. That way the damage will work out well. Now it costs haste, but the next turn it takes, it's just like getting ready for a big attack. And this kills. I need to make sure that the party is healed up again for these coming encounters. Yes, can go. So we have some encounters here where we need to make sure that these middle guys with the red heads on top, these are quite dangerous. These should never get a turn because they will do a lot of damage. The other 2 soldiers are not too scary. So these types of encounters we can just do with mic hitting. But these other damage items, these silence grenades that we got off Anima and such, these will be quite useful here. Mike does get rid of the robots, but because we got the sleeping powders in the desert, this works out nicely where these now sleep and we don't have to deal with their dangerous attacks. And Kimari can finish it off with silent grenades. And we now have the same 2 encounters again in the same way, so I think we do have some time for donations there.
Perfect. I have 5 euros from capn saying, please, I'm begging you, someone move that mouse. I also have 10 euros from Asper Bucket saying, that's cheating, capn. Put the cursor back. And is there any way of making it bigger?
This should be made illegal. Can we... Okay, how about we just put it in the corner? Look, I'll do it. All right.
Look, I'm just speedrunning here. Like, you care about the mouse, I don't care about the mouse. Oh no, what did I just do? That was very stupid. I did not need to defend there. I made a mistake there, and I hope I don't get punished too much.
I blame the mouse.
Okay, I really should not be making mistakes. The nasty thing is the last autosave is before Every.
Luckily, we made it through.
Yeah, everything's fine now. Because I should have used another sleeping powder, and then those you shouldn't see those things. Guess I can just use one here now.
See ya.
Okay. Got to the next autosave. Everything's fine now. And we have everyone's favorite cloister strauss coming up. I think we do give time for donations during it.
I have 10 years from Janik saying, I thought this was cutscene remover, not cursor remover. Put that thing back in the middle, Captain.
All right. Well, at least it's for a good cause.
I did
so
not
sorry about
expect
this.
this to be about a discussion on having where the cursor or not. And to be honest, when I run, I don't even notice where the cursor is.
And now people complain that it's not perfectly in the middle. This looks pretty good to me.
Are you just giving them ideas?
I hope not.
But yeah, for this upper level of the cloister, we basically just have to get a sphere from the other side and put it on or get a sphere from one side and put it on the other side.
Yeah, I always hated this cloister.
Yeah,
And-
the way of moving around like this feels a bit
Tedious.
awkward and
Yeah.
tedious, yes.
Not a fan favorite.
Yeah. And there are some subtleties actually doing with us, especially on the lower level. Because on the lower level, if you're on the wrong cycle, you cannot take like the path, the side path that you want. So you kind of need to be like make sure you're in the correct cycle as well there. So like with this one, you actually don't take the very first opportunity to go left that you can. Deliberately go for the second one, and that way you don't block yourself off from getting the side path that you want. So now we should be in the correct cycle that we can go to the right here. Because if you're in the wrong cycle, it can just be straight up impossible to go to the right there at that point. So I do need this sphere right here. Because that will be used to unlock a sphere that we need in this section. At least the reward for this cluster will be quite good. And this is where we, the temple where we get Bahamut, which is the Aeon of the run. We will use him a lot. He's very powerful.
Yes.
He immediately has the damage break ability. Will be get a reward. We will be able to make sure that he gets over that, so that he will be able to do much more damage than we can do with a regular character. That way. Now that we got the rewards we want from here, the destruction sphere. This time we do want to get the first cycle here. can get this path. That should have opened the path that we can now leave this thing.
Finally.
There we go, out of here. And technically this small part is still sort of part of the cloister. There we go. Nice reward.
There he is.
I feel like we should give it some name at least.
That's a good one.
Oh. Somehow we ended up with not having an incentive for that, but I'm not going to just name the most important Aeon here, just Bahamut. We will also do quite a bit of a menu here. We'll loosening up Yuna quite a bit because the way things work is the stronger Yuna is, the stronger her Aeons are.
Yes, exactly. What you would imagine this works is you would imagine that the magic stat of the caster correlates to the strength of the Aeon. However, the strength stat correlates to the strength of the Aeon. So if we make Yuna extremely strength heavy, then our Aeons become extremely powerful as well. So this is probably a route on the sphere grid that most players would have never tried to explore in this way. But yeah, it will turn Bahamut into an absolute beast that will destroy and one-shot most enemies and bosses.
Yeah, I think in the end all the stats matter, and also we go to Oren. Oren just went there just so that Yuna can teleport there. But we also get a bit of magic on Yuna that also helps make Bahamut stronger. But overall we're just getting a lot of strength and prioritize that. So especially when the game doesn't expect Yuna to necessarily be a very strong character, she's more a magic-based character, so we will get a... even in the casual playthrough, Bahamut is strong, but he will be even stronger for us.
And funnily enough, his Mega Flare isn't even that useful. We will rely on his normal attacks, mostly.
Yeah, we don't use Mega Flare at all.
Despite it being pretty cool.
yeah, I touched the safe spear just to be healed up in case we get an ambush, because right now we don't have anyone with a first strike weapon. And what we do with random encounters on the way, we don't have a fleer at the moment, we're just going to take a few encounters that helps us grind. Right now we use Ixion. Ixion has faster animations that if we start immediately to summon Bahamut. Ixion is strong enough to take these on and has like better animation speed. And we need to summon at least one other than Bahamut anyway, because we have the summoner duel coming up. And one of the Aeons that we need to duel is Bahamut himself. So we cannot use Bahamut versus Bahamut. So another Aeon is needed anyway. So we get the long animation once anyway. And then for these encounters on the way, it's better to just use Ixion.
Yes, for the fight against Bahamut, technically we could also use Shiva, but Ixion's animations are just a tad bit faster, so that he's or they're the optimal choice.
Yeah. I would have liked it if it would have been Shiva. I like Shiva quite a bit.
Yeah.
I think she looks pretty cool in this game. But in the end, it turns out it's faster to use Ixion. Because of faster animations, indeed. Okay. And there we have our summoner duel. And we will mostly using Bahamut or BSG. So we'll get to see how strong BSG is. So like our other characters have damage capped at 4 nines. So can we go over that? There's our dragon.
Yep.
5-digit numbers. One
Just-
kill, one hit kill.
And you will see much more of that.
Yes.
It's so handy that he has the damage break.
Yes, it's quite nice. Like for the others, I think you have to earn them through the celestial weapons, and then Bahamut just immediately has it.
It's not.
Now, luckily, from now on we get the short summon animation. And next one down. Now Saru has the wonderful deal of summoning Bahamut himself. So that's why we do need to use at least one other Aeon. You cannot use the same Aeon as like your duel, the person you're dueling.
I cannot let.
You take 4 attacks, so 3 attacks from now. Unless you get a crit, of course. Crits are always double. There we go. Now the underwater section of the Via Purifico. We actually have like the undead version of Evray that we will encounter here. And well, and that enemies take damage from healing items. So what we're going to do is we're going to just throw elixirs at it, and it will be quite effective. So these elixirs will do the maximum damage that Mike can do, which is the 4 9s. And 2 of them should take care of this. And now we have quite a swim to go. So normally, when you expect to do this fight casually, like you get the opportunities to like flee to other parts of this underwater hallway, basically. So like it's quite likely that if you play it casually, you're already further along in this path already, and then it's not that much of a swim. But right now we just have to do the full swim.
I remember on an earlier build of the cutscene remover, they actually had different music for this section, but I think they changed that in the last update.
I mean, I think without cutscene remover, it's just pretty much silent here. So at least we have music in the cutscene remover. So it's not exactly the kind of music you expect for just a swim without any enemies, but it's better than silence, I guess.
We'll take it.
Okay, now that we also have Mike available, we can use that other teleport sphere to go to that strength sphere we created with winning Blitzball. And go level up Yuna some more and make BSG even stronger.
Exactly. It's really nice that we can use these spheres to explore the grids of our companions, because Yuna doesn't really have too many strength points, I guess, on the grid, right? So by exploring the other paths for our companions, we can make Bahamut even stronger. And this is something I really find very amusing. We can just use Yuna here to just punch these guys.
Yeah, she herself is quite strong as well at this point.
Just hit him with a stick.
Yeah, there's one encounter just for making sure I have enough experience.
I'll be right back.
I just take the one, not these. And then soon we have our next boss fight coming up. Encounter Seymour again.
Live and let live.
Because death doesn't stop him from still going after us.
Quite the persistent character.
So one hit to make sure that BSG won't under damage on this, but overall this should be now just one hit, and then that's how fast we can kill bosses right now. So take it away, and one hit kill. And we do have time for messages now.
Thank you. I would like to quickly plug the incentive that's still open for this run. We have the choose who finishes. Oh my god, so sorry. Choose who finishes off Ju Javon. I hope I said that right. The final boss. We currently have Yuna in the lead with 25 euros and 7 cents. And we have Waka in second place with 15 euro. We don't have any donation towards the other options, but if you do want to see them, might as well check out the incentive.
Yes, that's you, Yevon.
You can also donate towards moving the mouse.
And put it towards the bit war.
Okay, on the Calmlands, we could also still get one fire gem. Ah, nice. Do I want to get an attack in? Not sure.
Yeah, these gems are very important for Kimari's fight later on. And we need 2 gems for Biran and Yankee.
Yes. I actually stole 2. I only needed 1 because I also had a water gem from Everay still. I just need the gem level of damage items. It doesn't really matter the elements. But indeed, we have the fight coming up where Kimari fights these 2 other Ronsos. And gems are not only strong enough to kill them, but actually to get an overkill, which will be important because these Ronso drop some very good items. The common drop is already very good, the return sphere. Their rare drop is even better, a friend sphere that makes us teleport to a friend. That will be very happy if I see some of those. So in total, because it's with the overkill 2 spheres per Ronso, and we fight 2 of these Ronso, I expect to get 4 return spheres. If I'm lucky, it will be 2 return spheres and 2 friend spheres. If I'm so insanely lucky as I've never been before, it can be the full 4 friend spheres. But yeah, we got our damage items, so the rest of these encounters here are we flee from everything.
Yes, we are pretty much set for most of the end game. Bahamut will just carry on through all the boss fights.
Yeah, we will be still leveling up Yuna to get even stronger and make Bahamut even stronger. There will be also like a short boss fight coming up pretty soon. It's actually strong enough that we take a grand total of 2 hits to kill it. But yeah, this whole strategy of just making Yuna very strong, so our Aeons is very strong. It's with Bahamut, it's just very strong. Okay.
Halt!
Summoning BSG again. So we actually at the start like have her outside of the party so that Mike has still the first strike to get like the initial sort of surprise round, basically this being a first in turn order, and then we get 2 attacks in. And that takes care of another boss.
And we make it towards Mount Gagazet. This is where Kimari has his big encounter with these 2 other Ronso. And yeah, good luck on the drops. I hope for 4 friend spheres. I've never seen it before, but maybe at BSG it will happen.
It's per Ronso like a 1 in 8 chance to get the rare drop. So to get it both is 1 in 64 chance.
Surely this is the one.
Do want to steal that level 3 key spear as well. It is quite nice that these Ronso like basically there's the fire gems scale off of Kimari a bit, so they're not that high level as other bosses that you see here. And then the fire ram on the other one.
All right, one time, please.
It's just the usual 4 return spheres.
As expected.
The usual, no special drops. what I'm doing here with Lulu is just, like, we don't have a friend sphere yet, but once we get them, it will be useful to have her on a spot where Yuna can teleport her and where there's some useful stuff to get.
Mainly strength, I guess.
Yes. And for Mike, I want to learn him Armor Break. That gets rid of an enemy's defenses. That will also be useful to use on a couple of bosses. And yeah, return spheres, some of them just get used to basically skip over a level like this, like, because you can, like, already activate an adjacent node. You can sort of skip a level by using a return sphere, which is not as powerful as a friend sphere, basically. One thing returns for are useful, though, is they can give us the first strike ability, so we do get some extra weapons with first strike. I do it both for Yuna herself and also for Oren, so we now can have the opportunity to have, like, a full party with all first strike characters. So, like, Oren himself is not that much use, but, like, you can do the thing where just Oren is in your party and you switch him out for a different one that you'd like to get that first turn. And there will be quite the climb on the mountain. It always feels quite long with some random encounters in between. I think this might also not be... I think this can be a good time to also talk a little bit about if people are interested in learning this run. There's some very good resources available. There's a pretty nice guide where basically if you follow our restrictions, you can finish a run of this. The community is also very nice. I would encourage people to join the Discord. It's really a very friendly and welcoming community. There are really nice people in it. I quite enjoy it. So can definitely recommend it. It's quite a nice run. It's a fairly easy to learn run. For learning FF10, I would also recommend this category in particular. So in any percent, it's quite people will use RNG manipulation. So basically RNG tracking to manipulate when they get certain drops and when they get critical hits and things like that. And that kind of adds an extra layer of difficulty to the run. So the recommended starting place is actually to use the True RNG mod first. And if you are also interested in any percent, then, like, once you learn this run, then you have the basis, and then you can learn to do RNG tracking on top of that, basically. And this is just the run without RNG tracking. And it's quite fun. I mean, I just quite like this game. It's one that I casually is my favorite, and so I had to do speedruns of it. So can definitely recommend getting involved with this. It's nice. It's a nice community.
I can absolutely second that. Love this game so much. This is my introduction to Final Fantasy. So definitely has a very nostalgic soft spot with me.
Yes, this was also what got me into the Final Fantasy series as well. So I have a lot of nostalgia for it as well.
And yes, the guides are amazing for this. It has multiple branches for Blitz win or Blitz loss, and it makes sure to tell you about every eventuality. So it's quite in-depth. I can definitely recommend that. Since I'm learning this run myself right now.
Yeah. You also don't have to worry too much about Blitz as a beginner, because there is also just a good route for if you lose Blitzball. It just, yeah, some slight adaptations here and there. And with that, we're almost at the next boss. Do want Yuna in the party again, so now I have the full first strike party available. Well, again, get an encounter with Seymour. Get an initial hit in with Yuna. Haste her. And Orin just gets used to, we switched out for Riku, who will use one of her nice one's grenade. This one. This makes the Chaos Grenade. This will make sure that there's also silence on this boss. And now we summon BSG. And Seymour actually has this tendency of banishing Aeons. So we will only be able to get one attack in, unfortunately, which is usually not enough to kill. So there, or Aeon gets banished, and we still have to finish it off with some attacks from Yuna.
But thankfully, she's very, very strong, so she does a ton of damage on her own, even without the Aeons.
Yes, she's not nearly as strong as Bahamut, but she's still quite packing quite a punch. And that's Seymour. And we do need to touch the save sphere now, just to make sure that Bahamut is back in good health again after being banished. Because we will still be using him quite a bit. Okay, and then we basically have to continue to the next section of the mountain. It is still quite a mountain. This interior section. There will also be some areas where we need to get into the water where we always have the same party, but luckily Mike is part of that party, so we can still have access to Flea. In the water, I will also probably still kill a few fishes for some extra power sphere still, and should be good on that front as well. Not these though. There's also some like mini games coming up in this section as well. We'll soon have the one where Waka needs to throw the ball at the correct time. Luckily, it's always the exact same time. So I can just learn like basically what I need to see, then click when to throw the ball. There we go. And then we have to make way to the next like mini game. It is quite the mountain. Okay. So there should be a next stretch of water where we can get into. Every time I see an ambush, I'm just so happy we have first strike.
Yes, it's super important.
Yes. It would be great if we have it sooner. Because in initial parts of the run, you can get really scared by them.
Yes, especially Mushroom Rock Road
Yeah.
skip, right?
Yeah. Okay, next stretch of water.
We'll get another mini game, I guess.
Yeah, it's like these three colors and like your three characters have each to swim in the correct hole. And it's just Rick who goes in the smallest and Waka in the biggest, basically. And that was that mini game.
Extremely complicated.
Yeah. Like the game also just lets you try it over if you feel it's not it's not very interesting. There's like not that many options.
We don't need any more power spheres, I assume, so we can just leave from all encounters here.
Yeah, I might take one of them to be safe.
That won't hurt.
Yeah, that was an ambush though. I want to be
Get
safe.
one.
Game.
No?
You should be able to get there, right?
Okay, can you get them here?
I would think so. Maybe not.
Well, here you should get them.
Yeah. Yeah, I might have already have enough, but I don't want to take risks on a marathon.
This should be fine.
Yeah.
And since we overkill, we also always get double, so
Yeah.
very helpful.
Now we can just continue. Look at one more random encounter before I reach the party. Yeah. Like, outside of bosses, you don't want Yuna in the party because she gets the first turn, and she's not the one that flees. So you want, like, Mike to get the first turn, who does flee. So, like, outside of bosses, you want Yuna not in the party, but inside, once you do have a boss, you do use Yuna to summon, so then you want her in the party. Okay, armor break to get rid of this enemy's defenses, and then we can use our usual trick. BSG being very strong. This should be another one-hitter.
Yes, and I think if you get like all the friend spheres here, you technically don't have to armor break him, right? I don't want to spread
Yeah, I
misinformation.
think then you don't need the armor break. But I think then Bahamut is already stronger here as well.
Exactly.
So yeah, you don't if you get all the 4 friends here. But like
One day.
that's not something that you typically see because like that's this 1 in 64 chance. Yeah.
One day it will happen, and it will be PB.
We'll see. We can descend into Xanarkand.
I've always been a fan of the upcoming section. It has such nice music and
Yeah,
everything.
oh yeah, the music there is great.
It really shows you that we finally reached endgame.
Yeah, I really like also the choice to like have the music continue in the battles as well.
Yeah. Such a nice conclusion to our journey, right?
Yeah. On the way, I do hope to charge Riku's overdrive again. If there's a good encounter for that, so something like a behemoth.
All right, guys. Look. Arranged is just based, right? Can we listen to this? Does this not touch you guys on an emotional level?
I wonder how many enemies I've now made in the
They
F10
hate
community
me.
by
They're
having.
getting the pitchforks ready right now.
Okay, that's Riku's
Perfect.
overdrive charged.
We're all set.
We also picked up a fortune sphere from a chest. We also get luck sphere from a different chest. That way we also boost Eunice and luck that way, and that will also help boost our summon. So far for getting to enjoy that track.
Yeah, and here the music also stays during the encounters. They kept that consistent for this
Yeah.
section.
But yeah, still fleeing from everything. We'll pick up a chest with a friend sphere here as well. Like if we had one drop from the run cell, we wouldn't have needed that, but I do need it now. That one we can use to finally get to that section where we send Lulu to on the sphere grid. Be almost through there. And then here we also have the luck sphere, which means we have everything we need to do the next menu. Going to finally be able to use a friend sphere to get to Lulu. Get some more strength. Again, using like a few returns first just to skip the levels. And that's why the levels will work out. Get her in the party again as well. And then we're at the last cloister of trials.
In the community, they call this one the Tetris cloister. Let's see if you guys can find out why.
Yeah, it's just, it shows you which ones you need to hit, and then you do those. So this is still the small one. So that way this one is quite different from the other cloisters.
I like this one.
It's fine. It was quite a section to learn to... like, I like memorizing my runs in this, and this one is... it took a bit.
Yeah. At first you will probably touch one wrong one, and that's quite a time loss. But
Yeah, I mean, like, a lot of runners will just use notes for this, which
Yeah.
makes perfect sense.
But that's why we have that guide.
Yes. It says nice pictures of where you need to go. And then I'm stubborn enough to still learn to do it by heart. We don't need lights, so we can already take the one that makes it light up a bit more. But yeah, we need to 3 more of those big ones. You kind of like plan them out that you sort of make a round and then enter back at the start again, so you can immediately like leave again to get the next one. Okay, 2 more of these to go.
Not too easy to see stuff without the light, but if you can remember everything, it shouldn't be too difficult.
I mean, you still see the points lighting up anyway.
That is enough, yeah.
Okay, only 1 more of these to go. And the last one, you actually like try to plan it out that you end at the screen so that you immediately get can take the last sphere after it. And that was all of those done.
With that, we are pretty much done with our cloisters.
Yes, that was the last cloister. So we actually leveled up Yuna enough that BSG has enough health to be able to withstand 2 of this enemy's attacks, which will be needed because this fight typically takes 2 hits and we get 2 enemy hits in between. So that's 1 hit that I tanked. And as you can see, it's calculated that we were able to suffer. The second hit is a crit, wonderful. If the first hit is a crit, it's nice because then you have the time save of not needing all this other stuff. And the second hit is crit is useless.
Very redundant, but no. Maybe next time we'll get it a little earlier.
Okay. Wait. It's Yuna. Okay. And now I use a black magic sphere to activate one of Lulu's black magics. And that way we can use a return sphere to get back to that and go to yet another section of the sphere grid. Okay. Input didn't exactly do what I want. Now I'm here. A little bit of leveling before we do the next one. The next boss.
Yunaleska.
Yunaleska. Now, this is it. This is the time to choose. Die and be free of pain, or live and fight your sword. Something like that. I don't know it completely exactly. This one will take basically 1 hit per phase of Yunaleska, so 3 hits total. We'll get some damage in between, but we made sure that we can survive that. So that's phase 1.
And Yunaleska will always drop a zombie weapon as her drop.
She also drops armor.
Oh
but
yeah. If
so
she drops a weapon, it will have zombie strike though.
yes. I mean, because of the incentive, I will get zombie strike with Mike anyway. But usually, it's nice to be able to get a zombie strike weapon, so you don't have to learn it to Mike.
Exactly, that will skip us having to do a little extra menuing.
Unless I get Tito, Mike's weapon, because then that works regardless of what the incentive goes. So we'll see. Yeah, should get 1 more hit, and then we'll see what it drops. Gets Yunaleska down. Oh, we got the Lulu weapon. So in theory, we can also use Lulu to inflict the zombie status. But yeah, we do have time for donation now.
Thank you. I have €3 from Dumby14 saying, I love the commentary. It points us in the right direction. And all the info, it just clicks.
That cursor really became the thing this run. So right now, just some story-related triggers that we still have to go to before we face Sin. We have to figure out how we're going to finally take down Sin. And for that, I first have to talk to you, like Yuna and Kamari here. Then we should be visiting the Pavel. Walk around them correctly. Here. Okay, this is also the section where you like freely can get your airship anywhere, but we'll just do it for the story bits, of course.
I must thank. So. Well?
Okay, and now we can direct it that we want to go have our showdown against Sin. Again, we have to get on top of the airship. And as always, we will be summoning Bahamut.
We will have to take care of the Finns first. Both of them take 2 hits each, I think.
Yeah, or unless you crit, yeah. And we actually use Impulse because that's the ranged attack that Bahamut has available. Right now, these things are too far away for a regular attack. Or sometimes one. Okay.
Well, we take that.
Okay. And then the other side. Now we need a second one. Now we go on Sin's back.
That one takes only 1, right?
Yes.
And then we come to the best part after that, which is petting the Sin.
Yeah. Yeah. And you don't actually have to kill this enemy that's in front of like this pulsing bit. So we ignore the Sin spawn in front and immediately do a ranged attack off behind it. And now we again have to walk through the top of the ship. It really feels like you do this a lot in this section, that you just walk over to the top of the ship. Like we just did it before the boss fight, walk on the top of the ship, and then we do it again. Talk to Yuna. And then After the cutscene, we're again back here and we again have to go to the top of the ship.
Yeah, you have to do this entire thing twice. It becomes very glaring when you don't have the cutscenes that keep everything together.
Now we can continue to fight Sin. Next Sin fight. And this is one where you start off somewhat far away from Sin, so you have to start out with like another impulse as a ranged attack. But you do get drawn closer and closer. And at the end we will be close enough, very close to Sin's nose. And we give him a little pat on the nose. Now we can pat Sin on the nose.
Who's a good boy?
And that's the fight.
Then we.
And now we're inside Sin, making our way to completely destroy Sin from the inside. In the end, we have to kill you, Yevant, to make sure that Sin doesn't continue respawning.
This isn't just a rock, is it? I'll be right back.
This isn't just a rock, is it? He really has his way with words sometimes.
Yeah, it doesn't even look that much like a rock. That's obviously not a rock.
So easy on you next time.
Maybe if you squint. Definitely quite a lively rock.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, this is also like a walking section with quite a number of random encounters on the way.
But we have first strike and flee, and
Yeah.
that shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, then is a bit of a mazy place where you don't have a clear mini-map yet, but yeah, anyway. Does mean we do have indeed time for donation.
I won't go so easy on
Any
you
minute
next time.
now.
Yeah, sorry, thank you. I might have been doing my legally distinct owl dailies. €5 from €5.50 from you from Ugyo, saying, "What if the mouse cursor were on the top right?" Also, hi Captain, looking forward to James Bond tomorrow. Good luck, Madelon.
Thank you, thank you. Yes, we have to. Oh, we have our dedicated mouse cursor mover.
Joey coming in clutch right there.
Thank you, Joey. Perfection. You know, I've gotten quite fond of the cursor at this point in time. You know.
I'll be right back.
Oh yeah, a little bit more, and then we're finally at the final Seymour fight.
This time for real.
Yes.
I won't go so easy on you next time. Live and let live.
Okay. Should be one. This should probably last encounter. Then we can finally get ready for boss.
Seymour Omnis.
Yes, Seymour Omnis.
And I hope the armor break hits.
I've never had it not hit so far. odds of it not missing is quite low.
Don't jinx it.
This is a track where I will admit that original is just better.
That's fair, yeah. To appeal to all of you purists out there.
But yeah, armor break to get rid of some Seymour Omnis's defenses, and then we just hit with BSG again. Also, like, we're doing like 90 damage, 1000 damage right now. Like, end game is where you can actually hit like the real damage cap, not just the initial one that you can learn to overcome. Like the full 5-9 digit damage cap is something that you can get.
And that's Seymour, never to be seen again.
Yes. And this is basically our final stretch of random encounters. Again, making sure that Yuna is not in the party just because she tends to get first turn, and I don't want to have first the turn of someone that doesn't have flee.
Live and let live. Live and let live.
So yeah, after we're through here, there will be one last mini game, and this one is quite tricky at times, I would say. There will be eggs spawning all over the place, and we have to collect them, but there will be crystals generating in front of us. We have to avoid these, or we get encounters every time we touch them. So you can get quite unlucky here. Sometimes they just spawn right in front of you. The camera is also not always very helpful.
Yeah,
So-
during that minigame, the camera like just slowly spins around, and you just want to try to be in a position where you can sort of see the entire field, and it's a bit awkward. But yeah, there's the spikes coming from. Well, you see it soon. The spikes that you don't want to hit, and the eggs or crystals that you want to collect. You need 10 to collect those. Okay, there we go. There's one spawning.
Yeah, oftentimes you run towards the camera and then you just run into a crystal.
Yeah, but you do want to run towards the camera a bit because you do want to like
Yeah, you want to
see where the stuff
things.
is spawning.
Exactly.
Okay, it's late for that one.
Ah, we're getting trolled here.
Oof. Okay, whoops. Well, that happens when you hit one of the spikes.
I won't go so easy on you next time.
Okay, that's the third one. I see one spawning over there. Like, you can sort of already, when it starts spawning, see it a bit, if you know the signs. Oh, wonderful. There was apparently one back there, but yeah, you can't see it then. And it's too late for that one. Okay, 4 more.
We're getting lucky here. Oh. Never mind. I had to
There's
say
one.
something.
Okay,
Nice.
we're there. And now it's basically final menu and then the final sequence of bosses coming up.
Time for Titus to face his father after we are done with the menu. The Jack fight, a fan favorite with a really cool soundtrack for all your metal heads out there.
Yeah, and the levels of Yuna work out perfectly to get what she wants. She gets some extra stats, but also quite importantly, we get guild toss or spare change. What am I doing? Tidus needs to go up here. I'm having him learn Zombie Strike just in case someone snipes the incentive and wants to see Lulu as finisher.
Yeah, for the final fight, we cannot rely on our trusty Eons, unfortunately, but Guild Toss will carry us through. And like we said earlier, we have plenty of money, so there never really is an issue with that. Banger track.
Okay. Final time using Riku for the overdrive. That one's... There's some grenades. There. Chaos grenades get rid also of its defenses. A Mac talk. And then it's time to let the BSG do its job. Our final time summoning BSG, or I guess in a way, second to final time.
I see the behind-the-scenes crew for tech and audio is already enjoying the music with us.
Yeah, there you saw the 5/9 damage. That now goes to its next phase.
Yeah, there's a little bit of RNG in this fight as well. Jack Beam is usually what we want.
Yeah, like after the next hit, it can either do Jet Beam, which is just a fairly short attack, or it can do all sorts of other stuff. That takes much longer. That's not Jet Beam. That's unfortunate. So like now, all these power waves that happen, if Jet Beam had happened, then that we wouldn't have seen that. But that's fine.
Yeah, this is quite some time loss. I think your PB has Jack Beam, right?
Yeah.
This is such a good track.
Okay, and this is where we learned spare change for. They also, the way these Aeons scale, they actually don't have that much HP as compared to like other bosses that we see. So it's actually quite doable to throw enough money at them to kill them that way. So this is the part of the run where we throw money at our problems. Starting with Velivore.
So Yevon is possessing all of our trusty Eons. So unfortunately we have to toss him to death.
Yeah. Yeah, just throwing out 20,000 gil there for 2,000 damage, and that's enough to kill these Aeons, the way they skill.
Yes.
The next one is Ifrit. That one takes 30,000 gil.
And they say money doesn't solve all your problems, huh? How about this? But yeah, for Yevon self, we will use something a little different. I hope you remember the thing about undead enemies. It will be on the test.
Yeah, so I mean we might as well explain it. Because the fight itself will go quite fast. The idea is that we will inflict zombie on it, and once it has the zombie state, you can simply use a Phoenix down on it, and that will immediately kill a zombie. So that works. And then we'll see once the incentive closes who will do the honors of doing that final Phoenix down.
I think it was Yuna who was in the lead, but maybe we can get some more detail on that.
Yeah, of course. We currently have Yuna indeed in the lead with 25 euro. We have Waka still in second place with 50 euro, and 0 donations to all the other options.
Well, if you want to snipe, now is the time.
Not much time left.
Indeed.
Yeah, it's after that is only Shiva and Bahamut to go, and then we have Yevon.
I like how the crowd is just non-stop laughing about the fact that we're just throwing money. Are you guys disrespecting our speed game? It is funny, yes. She's just, take this. Here, have 20 cents.
They're just donating to charity.
Oh yeah. Totally on theme.
We're going to do first Shiva, throw her some money, and after that the remaining money will be thrown at BSG.
Totally intended comedy over here.
I mean, to be fair, Tony is also just really easily entertained.
That is very true, yeah.
So yeah, now BSG going up.
And BSG gets all our money, of course.
Yes, BSG gets all the remaining money.
Because we love BSG. Thanks for having us.
I do think that this is probably a good time to close the incentive.
Yeah, you got it. No other donations has come in, so it looks like Yuna will do the final deed.
Okay.
I'm just realizing that mouse cursor is also on comms for some reason.
It's been there for like an hour.
Yeah. Okay. 39,000 gil for BSG.
Thank you very much for your donation.
Proceeds to die. Well, this
Okay,
is it.
here you have him. I think the easiest way is just do it with the weapon when I can.
Yeah.
And it's Yuna's taking the honor. And once she's thrown it,
That will be
time.
time.
Yes.
3 hours 39 flat.
Yes. Thank you
Well
very
done.
much for having me. Always very nice at BSG. I will keep this short because I think for the sake of time we should probably move on. Also, thank you, Captain, for helping with commentary.
You're very welcome. Sorry about the cursor thing. We kind of
It's
ran
fine.
with it.
But yeah, always a great event.
Thank you very much for your run. That was very entertaining. All right, coming up next, we have Children of the Sun, run by Dumpy14, so don't go anywhere. This is also the end of my hosting shift, and I will be handing you over to Yatakami NL.